Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was in high spirits when he arrived in Cyprus on Sunday. He couldn't stop smiling and was unusually kind to reporters and other people around him. He even answered journalists' questions before boarding the plane, instead of making his usual hasty explanation. His wife Sara also chose Speak the Press, blatantly denying that Yad Vashem chairman Dani Dayan's threat of dismissal had anything to do with Dayan's invitation the memorial service for singer Keren Peles, a critic of some government policies, ceremony. The Netanyahus almost unanimously declared it fake news. The Prime Minister was also cheerful on the plane. Although his flight to Larnaca was extremely short, he took the time to chat with reporters on the plane, something he avoided doing on any of his recent flights. During his meeting with Cypriot President Nikos Christodoulides at various state events and later, of course, at his flamboyant hotel in Limassol, an hour's drive away, Netanyahu's joy seemed to last all day. There are two possible explanations for Netanyahu's transformation. The first is that its legitimacy among a large part of the public has hit rock bottom, and therefore it is now trying to improve its, especially in the media. This attraction attack, which also included the Cyprus trip, was noticed by many people from his close circle. Another possible explanation is that Netanyahu found himself at center of a rare consensus after Eritrean immigrants rioted on the streets of Tel Aviv over weekend, which shamed right-wing and left-wing Israelis alike. For change, Netanyahu took a firm stance against the protesters. He promised to deport them, including in an informal conversation with journalists on his plane, and had almost wall-to-wall support for the measure. The fights in Tel Aviv also gave the Prime Minister an opportunity to improve his with some alternative realities. History students will remember that April 2018, Netanyahu, in collaboration with the United Nations and various European countries, drew up a plan that would enable at least half of African immigrants seeking asylum Israel to settle abroad. Although he initially regarded deal as a landmark success, within a few hours he suspended the action and soon cancelled it altogether. The right has been heavily criticized for allowing some immigrants to stay in country and receive temporary status. On Sunday, 5 years after incident, the Prime Minister completely rejected plan, so much so that he pretended it had nothing to do with it. The plan gave citizenship to the 16,000 illegal infiltrators and would have created huge incentive for hundreds, if not millions, of Africans to attack Israel once again. So it was a bad solution, he claimed, later adding if we had accepted the plan it would be disaster. In any case, sources around Netanyahu claim that any plan to deport Eritreans will fall through as the Supreme Court will torpedo it. The Prime Minister himself